I want to talk about the West family, extended family. They want to make that clear. The extended family's post or their official statement. Mind you, this was written and posted online and emailed to news outlets. This was not read by a family member. They did not stand in front of a camera. They did not address the public. They didn't even make a video from their camera phone. The West family, extended family, because they want you to know that, got in front of a computer, a tablet, or a phone, wrote this stuff, put it on medium.com of all places. Medium, you guys could use a Medium right now. And then sent it to news stations. Because this is what they want you to know. They don't have the balls to stand in front of a camera and address the public that's looking for their boys. This is the first one. It came out on January the 3rd. Many of you have already heard this or read it or whatever. I just want to add commentary to it because it's upsetting. January the 3rd from the West family. The picture is the same picture we've been looking at with Orson on one side and Orinn on the other side. The same picture. The same. The headline is Find Our Missing Boys. Orrin and Orson West. Official family statement. Remember, this is the extended family. The past 2 weeks have been a true nightmare. On Monday, December 21st, our youngest two grandchildren, nephews, cousins were reported missing by their parents in California City. Our extended family, all who live hundreds and thousands of miles away from California City, were notified and immediately were engaged with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, California City Police Department, and Bakersfield City Police Department. I thought the city's name was Bakersfield. I've been calling it Bakersfield this whole time. Our priority is to find out where the boys are in their safe return. The truth has to and will come to light. There are also 4 other children affected that our family is working overtime to protect and shield from this nightmare. We have engaged with a team of private investigators and are proactively supporting the official investigation. If you have engaged, doesn't mean hired. If you have engaged with the team of private investigators, why haven't not one of those team members told you people, the family, to put out more photos of these boys? I don't believe that. I'm so sorry. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. But if I were a private investigator, the first thing I would do would be to saturate the public with photos and videos and pictures of them so they know what to look for. Did they do that? No, they made a statement. A statement that said the truth has to and will come to light. Remember, this statement is supposed to be about finding those boys. They haven't made, this is 2 paragraphs in. There's no description of the boys, the time that they went missing, the location they went missing from, who they think might have them, if they think they might have been taken by a rando off the street, or if they may have been taken by an offender that lives close by. Speculation, I don't think a lot of people do that. Maybe not. However, they haven't given any information so far. And then they mentioned the other children. This isn't about the other children. This is about those boys, these 2, the ones that are missing. So why they bring up other children, it makes no sense. And you notice they said grandchildren, nephews, and cousins. They don't say sons. It says by their parents. They don't name the parents. This message seems like a ploy to ensure that the public knows that the extended family ain't part of this mess. That's all it seems like. Look, we're doing our best. We're helping with the investigation. Where are the pictures of the boys then? Why do we only have 2 in 2021 of 2 toddlers? How many toddlers do you know that don't belong to you? They don't live in your house, don't even live in your state, but you have pictures of them on your phone or on your pages or shoot in your house. Don't get me wrong, I'm a millennial too. I get it. Everything is on my phone too. But even if the parents don't have their phones, the extended family still have theirs. So why aren't there more pictures? Moving on. We were and still are in shock. This isn't about you. It isn't about you, family. Worried, heartbroken, and fully cooperating with the authorities, which include hours of interviews and questioning within less than 12 hours of the boys' initial disappearance. Within 12 hours of Orson and Orrin's initial disappearance. Or adopted siblings and share 2 older siblings who are the biological children of their adoptive parents. Again, they do not mention the parents by name. If your child was missing, you would put out as much information as humanly possible. Your name, dad's name, uncle's name, grandma's name. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You want people to look for these children. And having their names out there would actually be more helpful, because people that they served in the military with, they went to college with, may have worked with in the past, would see their names like, oh my gosh, I know this guy. I know this gal. These are their kids. Oh, that's so sad. Make sure you post a flyer. This is my old coworker's children. Oh my God. But they're not doing that. Why? Because this isn't about helping the boys at all. This is about the family trying to show face. Again, they mentioned 6 children. That is 6 children in total who are our primary focus. The primary focus should be the 2 that are missing. That should be the priority and the primary focus of this statement and of their whole ordeal. But no, the boys in there. Oh, wait, that's another thing. So in this paragraph I just read, it should be noted that blah, blah, blah. They want you to know that they were adopted. These are adopted children. And there's 2 more at home that are their biological siblings that were adopted with them. That's what they're saying. Like these kids were adopted. So yeah, they're missing. But the other 2 aren't. We still have them. That's what they're saying here. The boys and their siblings joined our family legally last year when the parental rights of their birth mother were taken away by the state of California, and their both fathers collectively gave up their parental rights. Now, why would they need to put that in here? Why would they need to say anything about how they came to be in their household or in their family? Once you've adopted a child, regardless to how you got that child, this shouldn't be on the tip of your tongue in a family statement. Do they put this in the Christmas cards too? Merry Christmas. We are so glad to see another year of happiness and prosperity. Look at the kids. They're doing so well. These 2, it should be noted, were adopted into our family legally last year when the parental rights of their birth mother were taken away by the state of California, and their birth fathers collectively gave up their parental rights. Is that something you would put just out to the public? No, you wouldn't. When you adopt a child, that's your child. It doesn't matter how they came to be in your life. It doesn't. But this family wants to mention the birth mother over and over and over again. The birth mother is out there searching for her children, but this family isn't. The birth mother is being blamed. They're saying that she probably had somebody steal her kids. I've seen people harassing and threatening her. But guess what she is doing, Watkins West family, who's watching our videos because you want to make sure we're not saying anything disparaging about your family? She's out there searching while you're not. She's posted pictures that she used to have of her babies. All of them. All of them. But the most recent photos that belong to the adoptive parents, we haven't seen them. And they can keep saying they took our tech. They took our this. They took our that. Guess what? The moment they went missing, they didn't take your phone then. They didn't take your phone until they got to your house. You could have passed out pictures to the neighbors. You had pictures in your house. Those haven't even made it to the news yet. But she's looking, and here they are bashing her. Doesn't matter how you got them. The fact of the matter is they're your family, and the biological family is out there searching. But you're not. From day one, when the boys and their siblings came into our lives through emergency foster care, again, emergency foster care, that's horrible. Why would you put that in this statement? Why would you cloak this family statement in all this negativity about how they came to be? You're basically saying they had a horrible life before us, and then we came and gave them food and shelter and love. But now they're missing. But don't blame us, because we didn't do it. Our number one priority was to embrace them and treat them as our own. There's no way you're treating them as your own, because if this was any of the actual Watkins or West children, the biological children, they would be out there searching, and they know they would. So I don't believe that for a second. A second. I don't believe it. When the approval to adopt was granted last year, we were ecstatic that they would have a permanent home. We will not disparage or bash the biological family of the boys. Okay. We will not. They're not going to do it. They're not going to bash the biological family. We're not going to do it. That's what they're saying. But it should be noted that they were placed into the system for various reasons and were adopted as a result. They're not going to bash the biological family. But remember this, they were placed into the system and given to us, and not the biological family. That's what they're saying. They're trashing the family. They used an official statement to trash the biological family of two little boys that are missing, that they are not looking for. We are sure the pain and anger we feel is also felt by the biological family, and our hearts go out to them. After you just bashed them, after you just bashed the mother. There have been speculation and theories as to why we, the extended family, are not physically leading the volunteer efforts on the ground in California City, and why we have avoided the press. There's no speculation. You already told us. The cops told you, don't go out for the mother and father, and the rest of you guys either don't live in the state or you absolutely don't care. And that is the only thing that makes sense to an actively working, healthy, not insane human brain. That's the only thing that makes sense. You don't live in the area, and you just don't care because you still haven't put pictures out. You can make statements all day long. You can help make rewards bigger, but you can't put out photos. You can't tell us what shoes they were wearing. Socks, the color of the t-shirts under their sweatshirts. Nothing. What color chalk were they writing with? If they were writing with chalk, then they would be chalky, right? They would have a chalk dust on them. How big was the chalk? How small was the chalk? Did anybody find chalk in the neighborhood? What kind of chalk should we be looking for? Maybe somebody dropped the chalk at the gas station after they took them, and that leads us to who took them. Nothing. There's just so much we don't know because the family closed ranks. They closed up, and they've been tight-lipped. But they want you to know, like, whatever comes out, whatever comes to light, this family, the extended family, had nothing to do with it. That's all they care about. They just want you to know that they didn't have anything to do with it. They're innocent in this. Don't blame them. Leave your theories to yourself. Those theories do not reflect that in less than 24 hours of the disappearance of the boys, our extended family started receiving threats of physical violence, including death threats. Oh my God. People that have not had missing children have received death threats. Neighbors have received threats that live in the area. And guess what they're still doing? They are still searching. The biological family, still searching. Still looking, still pleading. And as you sit behind this statement that bashes them, They're the ones out there looking for your family, as you put it, your family. Legally, they're not their family anymore, just biological. Legally, they didn't have custody. Legally, they had no say in where the boys were, where they slept, what they ate. Your family did, and they lost them, quote unquote. And yet, these people are still looking for these children, and you're not. You're making statements, bashing them. Family members who live thousands of miles away also receive the same threats. So what are you worried about? You don't even live in the dang on city. What are you scared of? Somebody might send you an email or a text message. And that's why you can't put out pictures. You can't send them to the news stations. You can't tell us what kind of shoes they were wearing. We were advised appropriately to avoid public spaces and crowds given the immediacy and intensity of these threats. So I'm guessing none of you guys are going to work. None of the kids are going to school. No one's leaving the house because of the threats, right? Or is your life still the same? Has your life changed in any way? You don't have to answer it, Watkins West family, because I see you online. It seems like you're still living your life just fine. The only thing you're not doing is helping find these kids. And that goes for all of you. The only thing you are not doing is helping to find these children. You're still living your life. You're still on Facebook making jokes and sharing memes and talking politics with each other, laughing and kikiing and ha-haing while these kids are missing. So I don't think those threats are stopping you from living your life. You haven't shut down any of your Facebook pages or your Instagrams, your Twitter accounts. They're still up. You're still writing. You're still doing your thing. You may be private on a couple of them, but you're still doing your thing. So I don't understand why you can't help. While we understand the anger and frustration felt by so many, this type of response has complicated our ability to lean in fully. No, it hasn't. Your ability to lean in fully has been complicated by the fact that you don't care and has distracted from the actual search. What search? You are not looking. You can't say it's distracted from a search that never happened. You're not looking and the parents aren't looking. Only the biological families looking and volunteers and neighbors. Those are the people that are looking. All threats have been taken seriously by the FBI and local law enforcement. I wish you had taken the lives of these boys seriously. I wish you took the fact that they're missing more seriously. Maybe you should do that instead of just worrying about threats that you probably aren't even getting. It just sounds like an excuse as to why nobody in the family seems to care. Our priority is to find out where our boys are and their safe return. The truth has to and will come to light. You already said that. You didn't even proofread your own statement. This is the same thing you said up there. The truth has to and will come to light. There are also 4 other children affected in the family, blah, 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 blah. You already said this. Protect the children from this nightmare. You said that already. We thank those who are standing in the gap by searching as volunteers and fully support all law enforcement agencies in fully investigating all possible scenarios and leaving no stone unturned. For those who have attacked us, wish us harm and ill will, we will continue to pray for you and ask that you direct your energy on help. Why don't you direct your energy on helping Watkins West family? Why don't you direct all the energy you put into this statement into actually doing something? Why don't you put that energy into helping with the search? Why don't you put that energy into finding out more details about the day that they went missing and telling the police? Why don't you put your energy into anything but this stupid statement that literally said nothing about these boys? You haven't even mentioned their names yet, and I'm to the second to the last paragraph. We will continue to pray for you and ask that you direct your energy on helping the actual search. Ditto. If you have any information that can help lead to the location of Orrin and Orson and unpack what has happened, please contact the following agencies, and then they list some agencies. Now, that's the first statement. Let's go to the next statement. They must be deleting comments off of here. Why can't I open this? Oh, here it is. Don't click on that. Stop it. No, I don't want to read that. I don't care about these people. No, thank you. I'm talking to my phone. Find our missing boys, Orrin and Orson West, official family statement. Now, this one was on January 3rd. Okay, I got that one. That one I have. I want to go here. So this is the statement next day, right? The West family put this out on January the 4th. For the readers of this statement, it is not issued on behalf of the adoptive parents. When I read that, I was like, man, the first statement was a fake. That's why I didn't really mention the boys, because it wasn't about them. Somebody just made something crazy. But that's not the case. This is from the West Watkins families, or the Watkins West family. And it was from the extended family, not the parents. The parents haven't released the statement, and they're not talking to the press anymore. This has been made clear on multiple platforms. What platforms? Where, Watkins West family, have you made it clear on? Do you have a Facebook page or something dedicated to the search? I bet you don't. This has been made clear on multiple platforms, so all comments directed at them will not reach them because they had no role in issuing this statement. I feel like you should have said that in the first statement, even though you did say uncles, cousins, and grandparents, you should have said that this statement is issued on behalf of the extended family, so the people that were reading it knew that. Or you should have told it to the press. This statement from the grandparents. This is the statement from the grandparents, uncles, and extended family that make up the West and Watkins families, who reside in Bakersfield. Okay, so they put the S back in Bakersfield. That first statement was riddled with typos. It's actually very, very embarrassing that they couldn't get somebody to proofread that. They don't have any professional writers or teachers or anybody that knows how to write in your family. Grandparents, uncles, and extended family. Oh, I already said that. Bakersfield, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Oakland, and in the states of Texas, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Maryland, New York, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. I have family in all of those locations. We have collectively been affected because there are 6 total children involved that we love. There are not 6 total children involved that we love. There are 2 children that are missing. There are 4 children that were removed from the home. You know where they are. They are safe. They were just removed from the home, but these other 2 could be dead in a ditch somewhere. So when they bring up the other children, I feel like they're diminishing what is actually happening. Like, I'm not reading the seriousness of the situation in this statement. We have been harassed and threatened. So the F what? I have no sympathy for you. I am so sorry that I can't sit here and say, that's sad. I hope they stop. There are crazy people on the internet, and there are crazy people in the world. There are crazy people out there that say mean things all the time. But you, Watkins West family, are still living your lives. You are still getting up every morning, and the ones that have jobs are going to work. The ones that are homeschooling their kids are homeschooling their children. The ones who have kids that are taking them to the park are still taking them to the park. You guys went to a game for one of the kids recently. You're still living your life. You're still living your life. I don't know how much these threats have changed the way you live your life, because it doesn't seem changed at all. None of you quit your jobs for fear of threats and harassment. None of you moved except for the adoptive parents. It looks like they moved out of their house. So all of this nonsense about we're getting threatened and we can't search is just no. But listen to this part. We have been harassed and threatened inappropriately when the responsibility for all of the children rests first on the parents, both biological and adoptive. I'm going to stop you right there. And I'm going to stop you right there. Number one, the biological parents don't have legal custody of their children. They can't say boo to them kids if the adoptive parents doesn't allow them to. The adoptive parents are responsible for those kids. I know a lot of people. I grew up with a lot of adopted kids, a lot. And when they had a boo-boo or they got hurt or when they started running away from home, because I don't know why, but like 3 of my adopted friends kept running away to hang out with boys, just weird stuff like that. When they did stuff, those parents didn't say, well, it's the biological mother and father's fault too. You raised that girl. That's what she's doing. The biological mother didn't lose her children on a patio playing with chalk. If they keep bringing her up, it's not fair. It's just not fair. What happened. See, adoption is supposed to be a new start and a new beginning. Adoptive parents don't go back and say, well, the biological parents. No, it is the adoptive parents' responsibility to take care of those kids. Having the biological mother around or close by, that's just a bonus. No more than having a cousin, uncle, or friend. The parents are now the adoptive parents. So whatever they're talking, it rests solely with the parents, both biological and adoptive. See, and then this is in bold. All of the parents, both biological and adoptive, must fully be investigated and held to account for why we are where we are today. The children involved are innocent and did not choose to be in this tragic situation. The children involved are innocent. But now you're throwing your own family out under the bus. This is so self-serving. Whoever wrote this is pure trash. This, again, is not about the boys. This has nothing to do with the boys. This is about, we didn't do anything. We're receiving threats. Everybody's talking about us. Yes, because you're not doing anything. We, as the extended family, have done nothing wrong. No one said you did, except for not help. This is an undisputed fact. No, it's not. If we don't know what happened, and everybody's a suspect until there is a clear suspect, then there is no undisputed facts right now. Just the only undisputed fact is the boys are not where they're supposed to be. We have invested heavily in the lives of all the boys. This includes time and resources. Do you want a cookie, West Watkins family? Do you want a cookie for being a family? Do you want an award? Should we call the mayor? The governor, maybe? A congressman? Should we call somebody on your behalf so that you can get a golden cookie and a key to the city for investing resources and time into boys that are your family? Because it's like they're saying, we've given a lot to these boys. You're supposed to. They're your family. But you would only say that if you're saying, well, these aren't even our family and we still give resources. It's trash. You can see right here that those boys were never truly accepted into this family. They were outliers. They were just part of the crew now. There's just no way you feel as deeply for these boys as you want us to think, and you're not helping and there are no more pictures out. It's just not possible. It's not. And are fully cooperating with law enforcement every step of the way. You're supposed to do that, Watkins family. Supposed to do that, West family. It's the law. You're not about to get accolades for following the law. Our priority is finding the missing boys and bringing the other boys home safely. There it is. You're more concerned about bringing the other boys home. And by the other boys, I mean the biological kids. Those are the ones they care about. Those are the ones they're missing. Those are the ones they feel bad about. That's what it is right there. The priority, finding the missing boys and bringing the other boys home safely. Once they find these boys, and I'm hoping to God they do, they're not coming back. None of those kids are probably coming back at all. Those parents will probably never have custody of their children again. Ever. Because if it's true, they left 2 babies outside by themselves and caused a statewide manhunt. Well, actually, I don't know if it's statewide yet, but they call it a tri-city manhunt, looking for those boys, using up state resources because they couldn't close the gosh darn gate. You're not going to see your kids again, not in your house. Somebody in the family's going to have to take them in. But that's what they want. Anything less is unacceptable, and these attacks directed our way are a distraction from reaching the truth. The only thing that's very distracting from reaching the truth is how the stories and the camera time and footage doesn't line up. That's distracting. Everything else is just human nature. People get mad, people get judgy. But the Watkins West family still are not putting out pictures. I don't see any new pictures of these boys. I don't see anything from Halloween. I don't see any pumpkin patch pictures. I don't see anything from the summer. I don't see anything from Christmas. Well, they weren't there for Christmas. I don't see anything from Thanksgiving even. Even if you didn't go anywhere for Thanksgiving, which I'm sure they did because they live so close to somebody's parents, Trezel's parents, right? Then there should be pictures from Thanksgiving. There should be pictures from Thanksgiving. There should be pictures from the fall. Back to school for the older kids. Nothing. No pictures. No pictures just playing around the house. No pictures making the Christmas tree. No pictures decorating pumpkins. No pictures drawing and coloring during quarantine. They have to have activities. No pictures just eating snacks, eating dinner, pizza night. Nothing. Sure. All adults involved need to focus their time, talent, and resources on ensuring no stone is unturned until we find the babies and bring all the children home. I think they're liking their own posts. So that is what they said the next day. Now this one is from today. They want you to know that they've made a bigger reward. This was just 10 hours ago. Family of missing boys Orrin and Orson West offers $30,000 reward for information leading to their return. When I saw this, I started thinking, I think they know that they're not going to return, so they don't have to pay for it. They don't have to pay this out. It's been weeks, and I think somebody finally got through to the parents, and somebody snitched. And they're probably just biding their time before they start talking to attorneys and making plea deals. Because I don't know why you would lie about how it all went down. What do you say? How it all played out. Why would you lie about how it all played out if this is all a true story? If you lie about one detail in the story that this is this serious, you're lying about it all. Anyway, that's about what the father said and the timestamps on the cameras and stuff like that. Orrin and Orson are still missing. It has been another grueling week with no major leads or breaks. We, the extended family, are offering a $30,000 reward. That's in bold. They must be very proud of themselves that they raised $30,000 because they made it dark bold. I think you should embolden their name, embolden Orrin and embolden Orson. For the information that will lead to the return of the boys. This reward is in addition to the previously announced rewards, which all combined totals $80,000 for anyone who has information that will lead us to the boys. Look at this picture. It's the same pictures. You have time to make 3 separate statements, but you don't have time to ruffle through some old files and find some better pictures of these boys. And this picture of Orrin, he looks sick. His picture when he was about, I would say 3, he had chubbier cheeks and stuff. But this one, he looks so skinny. The older one, he looks very skinny. This is not a GoFundMe campaign, nor are we soliciting money. Why is that in bold? Why is it in bold? No one accused you of asking for money. You said you were going to give money. A reward means you're going to dispense it. You're going to disperse it, not solicit. I don't understand this. We ask that you do not give to individuals who have already attempted to profit off of this horrendous situation involving 6 innocent children. Again, this is not about 6 children. It is about 2 children. I truly believe when they're saying 6 children, they're really trying to hammer in the fact that there are 2 biological children here that has nothing to do with this situation that are taken into custody that have never been into custody. But they can't say that because they know how crappy that sounds. So they're saying 6 children, adding in the other 2 biological siblings of Orrin and Orson. I really, truly believe they're saying that to say, those biological kids are in there too, and they had nothing to do with this. They're not foster kids. They don't deserve this. Remember, this situation is affecting them too, but they can't do that. And I truly believe that's what they're actually saying. Again, we are not asking for money. No one said you were. We only want the boys found. If you want to give, but you're not asking for money. If you want to give, please contact officials in California City, California, and Bakersfield. Oh, Bakersfield. See, we're back to Bakersfield. It was Bakersfield in the last one. Now it's Bakersfield again. So the first and the last ones, the first and third statements, have Bakersfield in them. Bakersfield, California. Who are leading aspects of the investigation. They may have needs that can be supported financially by the general public. I don't know about that. I've never seen a police force or federal investigators ask for public donations. Oh, that picture is making me mad. By the public. Where was I? This reward is being funded directly by our family. Okay. Other ways we are asking for help. One, they're asking people to keep the investigation going. They want you to do this. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do any of this because somebody threatened them. So they're not going to do any of this and put in any efforts. They want you to do it. So one, keep the official investigation going. Continue to encourage and if necessary, pressure the California City Police Department, FBI, Bakersfield Police Department to make the search and investigation a priority. Law enforcement is in the best position to find the boys and bring them home. We need them to continue to leave nothing untouched and exhaust all possibilities. The mayors, county supervisors, and other elected officials have been involved on varying levels and need to know that this case is one that needs to remain a priority until the boys are found and the truth is revealed. They keep saying the truth is revealed because they know that the Wests are lying. You wouldn't say the truth is revealed. You would say until the boys are returned, until whoever took them is brought to justice, until this, until that, until that. But they're saying the truth comes out because they know. Whoever wrote this, you knew deep down in the bowels of your subconscious. You can't even sleep right because you know they're lying because you saw the same thing that we did. That's why you keep saying truth, because you know there is a lie. What they're not saying a lot in here is missing. They're not saying missing a lot. They're not saying taken. They're not saying that. Family of missing boys. That's missing right there. Missing in the first sentence. And then after that, nothing. Because they don't think they're missing. 2, volunteer to search. Wow. Why aren't you volunteering to search, family? Why aren't you out there volunteering? Why aren't you out there searching? If you're in the cities of Bakersfield, California, or California City, California, that is an option. COVID has made this option complicated for many, but we are grateful to the hundreds of individuals who have already organized and joined the searches on the ground. COVID has not made it very complicated for you, Watkins and West families, to go about your very, very menial lives. You're still living your lives, doing everything you did every day before this happened. Nothing in your life has changed. You are still doing whatever it takes to survive, to keep the quality of life that you have, to do what makes you happy, to do what makes you feel good. So COVID hasn't restricted you from living, yet you're not searching, and it doesn't make sense. But you want everybody else to go out there and search for the missing boys, Orrin and Orson, so they can find the truth. Because you know that there's a lie out there that's being told. Keep the boy's name lifted up. How about you say the boy's name better and stop calling him the boys? Their names are Orrin and Orson, Cinsere and Classic. Why don't we get more of that going in these statements? Spread the word about the missing boys. Again, the missing boys. The truth is out there, and we need the truth. Again, the truth is out there. What are we looking for, aliens? The truth is out there, and we need any and everyone who may know something to come forward to the appropriate authorities. There are several rewards that are being offered for information leading to the return of the boys, including one from our family. Keep praying. Thank you for those who volunteered, prayed, and offered support to bring all of the boys home safely. No one is praying for the foster children. We are only looking for the missing boys. Those foster kids are better off away from the parents until we know what happened. That's the thing. This is the thing about it. Now, they're sitting there bashing the biological family of Orrin and Orson, saying they ended up in emergency foster care. Didn't your kids just end up in emergency foster care? They ended up in emergency foster care, and as a result, were adopted legally. Your kids are now in emergency foster care. I'm not saying they're going to be adopted, but is your family fighting to take them home? Are they winning that fight? Now you see how hard it is for family to get kids out of foster care, while you were bashing the biological family and the mother for having had these kids adopted out of their homes. I think that's interesting. I've never seen anyone else point that out, but I think that's interesting. You're sitting there bashing them, but those boys, the remaining children, are in foster care now, and nobody's taking them home. Interesting. We will not stop until Orrin and Orson are found and their brothers are reunited. God bless. Again, this is not about the other children. This is only about the missing children. That's the thing. Like, they keep bringing other kids into it. This isn't about them. If you need help spreading the word to get the state officials to grant you another post. But this is about the two that are missing. The West Watkins family, please note this statement, like the previous one, is made by the extended family of the boys and is not a message posted on behalf of the adoptive parents. They want you to know that we're talking about us. We can't speak about what's going on. I think I know this person. They could care less. And that's what they want you to know. They can care less. Just keep their names out your mouth. That's all. Keep the names out your mouth. And they'll be good to go. I honestly, I don't see them being helpful in the future. I think when more stuff comes out, they're going to get lawyers and close ranks. I think somebody in that family outside of the parents knows more than they're letting on. And I hope they get prosecuted right along with the adoptive parents. Whatever their role was, even if you're just holding on to information and you're making these people go out there and search for these little boys out during a pandemic. Shame on you. Shame on you for bringing this on to our community. Our children go missing all the time, and there are always elements out there trying to take children, and for children not to be safe in their own homes. You left the gate open. Let me tell you why that gate thing doesn't make any sense. If it were true that you left the gate open, he said in the video, and please go back and watch this. He says in the video that he saw the boys were outside, Fine. He went in the house. He came back. He didn't see him. Noticed he left the gate open. He panic set in. He turned around, went back into the house and searched inside the house. He noticed the gate was open, panicked, turned around, went in the house and searched inside the house. If you notice the gate was open, right? You notice the gate was open and your kids are not outside. Would you go in the house and search the house, or would you run out the gate and look down the street for your kids? He said that he went down the street in his car, and people confirmed that, yeah, he did leave and come right back. But you know what they didn't hear? They didn't hear him screaming his name, the name of the boys. There is a flyer that says that one of the kids has a fractured leg. They never mentioned that. So I don't know if that's true, but it is in the description of a flyer. They don't mention any scars. That's another thing. Like, whenever I've seen a child go missing, they will tell you about scars. They would say there's scars, a birthmark here, a bruise on this lip. He had a patch of hair missing from here. You know, anything. They didn't mention none of that. Do either of the kids have any missing teeth? Do they have birthmarks on their hands, or maybe eczema and dry patches of skin that are visible? There's no videos out of them, so we can't hear what they sound like or what they look like when they're walking. You could tell a lot about a kid when the way they walk. You know what I mean? You can tell if that's a child that you know or a child that you don't know. I know my sons walk anywhere. I know my neighbor's kids walk anywhere from a distance. That's something that we could use. They never said what shoes they were wearing. Why were they wearing the same clothes? They're wearing the same black hoodies or black sweatshirt and the same gray pants. Although in the beginning, it was just dark sweatpants. It wasn't gray. It was just dark sweatpants. So what color shoes were they wearing? White, black, yellow, green? Did they have a emblem or a logo on them? Maybe SpongeBob or Spider-Man? Do these kids just wear a sweatshirt without a t-shirt under it? And if so, what color was the t-shirt? What color was their socks? Did either of them have a disability that we should know about? One of them was 3. One of them was 4. I'm not seeing the description pan out of these kids. Who puts their kids in the same clothes? You're at home. I understand, like, if you go... My mom used to sometimes... We went places like Disneyland, right? My mom made us wear red shirts and black jeans. So if any of us got lost, she could point to one of us and say, and she was wearing that. See? This is the exact same outfit that she's wearing. Everything was the same. Even our shoes. So I don't understand why we don't have a description of the shoes there. Were they wearing shoes? Did you have them out there in socks? And if so, what color socks were they wearing? This family is not helpful. And they're not helpful because they know that we're not looking for anything. That no one's missing. Were they burning wood beforehand? That's what makes me nervous. That the whole thing is basically surrounding that fireplace. Were they burning wood? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just saying that nothing makes sense. And the family statement was not about the little boys. It was about the family. I hope you guys got what you wanted. I hope you're satisfied. You can only ride this wave for a little bit longer before it comes crashing down, and I hope you're ready for it. I don't want to hear about no suicide at all. When it's time for people to come to justice about these boys, I want them to just come and get their justice. Anyway, I'm Swag the Illest. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I really didn't mean to make this long. I'm honestly not in the mood to edit, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it up raw, just like this. And if you guys have anything to say, please post down below. And if you're a family member of the West Watkins,
you.